Brian McBride and Alexis Nunes go toe-to-toe in predicting the latest high-profile MLS fixtures in Week 24. Jason Davis highlights 3 matches worth keeping an eye on across Major League Soccer this weekend. Orlando and Columbus, crucial showdown in the parlance of MLS. This one is what's called a playoff six-pointer. Columbus Crew SC currently has a tenuous grasp on a playoff position in the Eastern Conference. The men in yellow occupy 5th place but are just 2 points up on Montreal Impact, in 7th, and have played 2 more games. With less than 10 games to go, Greg Berhalter's team needs every point it can get, and there's no pass given for road games. Even so, Orlando is more desperate, and, because they're the home side, there's buckets of pressure on Jason Kreis's team. In his first full year in charge of the Lions, Kreis has overseen a transition that hasn't delivered much in the way of regular season success. It seems like forever ago that Orlando won 6 out of 7 games to start the year. The task of saving the season is made harder due to the absence of Kaka, who is suspended after being red-carded for his playful hand-stop-face moment with New York's Aurelien Collin last Saturday. The club pointedly chose not to appeal the decision, in light of the possible punishments should they lose. Columbus will be counting on Justin Meram, the club's best player this season, to lead the way on the attacking end. Keku Tamana will be in the spotlight again as well. Both wingers scored in last week's impressive win over the Chicago Fire. Chicago hosts high-flying Toronto. The league's best team arrives in Chicago at a difficult time for the Fire. A recent dip in form, including the midweek reverse at Montreal, has pushed the club into 3rd place in the East, and, though it still has a shot at first and the Supporters' Shield, confidence is not high. Ignacio Piatti sparked the Montreal Impact to a thumping 30 win over the Fire, scoring a brace in the first half. Chicago's home field advantage is the best in the league, something that might work as a counter to flagging belief. The Fire has dropped just 2 points all season at Toyota Park, and a big crowd will be on hand to see them take on the conference leaders. TFC rolls into the Windy City on a 6-game unbeaten run. Last time out, they put Portland to the sword in a 41 win at BMO Field. For all of the danger Sebastian Giovinco and Josie Altidore present up top, Toronto is also dangerous up the wings via players such as Raheem Edwards, Victor Vazquez, Justin Morrow and the newly signed Nicholas Hazeler. The Fire are being forced to integrate recently added Christian Dean, thanks to an injury to João Almeida, and the transition bears watching. On Wednesday night in Montreal, Dean struggled after coming on early. ESPN FC's Alejandro Marino breaks down the best in MLS with his weekly awards. Goals at a premium as Kansas City hosts Dallas. The best defensive team in the league meets a sputtering attack in what would usually be a marquee matchup in the Western Conference. Because of FC Dallas' recent inability to score goals, though, the home side will expect to secure 3 points toward a top seed in a very competitive West. Dallas, meanwhile, will have on their minds a return to the form that had them tipped as clear MLS Cup contenders earlier in the season. Dallas is capable of turning things around quickly, though several players are carrying poor form deep into the summer. Mauro Dias returned to the team after his long-term injury layoff hasn't gone as well as hoped, while Kellen Acosta's summer with the USMNT hasn't done a young midfielder any favours, and Walker Zimmerman is working back to full fitness after an injury of his own. Sporting are on their own quest for goals, though the defensive strength of the team covers some of the cracks. SKC came up empty last week in Seattle in a 10 loss and again needs someone to step up into the lead scoring role. We know what Sporting will do: dominate the ball, take the air out of the game and look for a few gilt-edged chances on the attacking end out of their 433 formation. There's more question around Dallas. Will Oscar Pareja go for it on the road against a top defense? Jason Davis covers Major League Soccer and the United States national team for ESPN FC. Twitter @Davison.